All right, Leonard, so here we go. I'm going to run you through a couple of things here. The product page, I'll take a look at. I wasn't sure which boxes you were talking about, but I'll see if I can help answer that too. Anyways, when you punch in your address here, you should, boom, come up to this here. We're going to go click on the, by the way, we went to Google Maps, or we went to Google, typed in Maps Google, got the Google Map page, so just so you know how I went about this. Pulled up maps.google.com or .ca. I'm in Canada, so it defaults to that. So just click on the Google Maps link. Right, punch in your address here and then hit enter. That's going to pull up your address, and then what we're going to do is go to the menu and go to share or embed. Google changes this all the time, so you often end up having to hunt around. Now we're going to switch this over to embed. Right, it's going to pull up the iframe and we're going to copy. Okay. Back in Expression Web, I think there's two places we can do this here. Library. We'll start with the components and the contact panel. We open up the contact panel.htm. Flip it over to code view. And right in here where it says paste Google Map Frame, see all this stuff in between, all this stuff that we have? That's the opening comment tag. This is the closing one. Basically, all this stuff in between, we're just going to delete that, hit enter, and then paste in the new stuff. And it's going to look a lot different because, like I said, Google changes this all the time. So, boom, that's the way it is there. Now, your contact page, it might have a Google Map as well. Yes, it does. And what you're going to do is go down to the this main section, section 1, and you have to do this in code here. And you can start in design and sort of select this box here with your put your mouse in this box here, then flip it over to code view. That gets you an idea where it is. But we're going to start with the iframe. Just click on the word, double click on the word iframe, then right click and do select tag and delete. And then down below on this where it says ahref, right click, select tag and delete. So what you're left over with would be like a break and a small and a small. Okay, so basically we're just going to get rid of the break tag, the two smalls. So we're left over with a div row and a div, and right in between, right, paste in that iframe code that you copied from the Google Maps. So that's that there. Now while we're here on the contact page, we're talking about your form. Let me see if I can pull up your page here. I want you to go to your account, and what you do to set up the form is you go to the instructions tab here, and this is not brand new. We started this last year, but it's if you click on the basic form handler from your instructions page, it's going to talk about Super Submit. It's a service we offer. It's free. It allows you to basically connects the email from your web page to a server, an email server, fires the information out to the email address that it's assigned to. But right here, click here to get started. You may want to just read through this to find out a little bit of what it's about. But the Super Submit site will actually allow you to use your license key to get a free service, and then you can plug the code in, and I'll show you where to put the code. Basically, Super Submit's going to give you some code, and you're going to paste that code right in here. Okay, or the right in this section here. And when you get to that part, if you get stuck, you let me know. But you also need to do that in your contact panel right up here. There's a form. I'm going to see where it starts. Contact panel. Form method post right here. You see this action equals? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to replace this action equals with the one that is provided by Super Submit, and you're actually going to paste that in right here, action equals, then it's going to go do Super Submit and whatnot. So as a matter of fact, what I suggest you do is from your contact panel, start by copying this, because it looks your site probably hasn't been updated since we added all this stuff in. So copy this if you have it in here where it says action equals and the double quote. Copy all that right after the quote in form, so it's in there. Then all you have to do is change that number there and that number there. And if you don't have that, then the Super Submit site will tell you what that's about. Now you said your product page. Let's grab that, pull that up for a second. So I've been looking through them, and that, like, to me, this is all lined up. You have your image over here and everything in a single column, right? Let me just make sure that's how that's working out there. Yeah, that's all in a column 9 and the image is in a column 3. So you have it in the right columns here. So I wasn't sure what you meant by line up. Did you not want this image over here, or did you want all the content over here centered in the page? So that could be different. Let me know what you were hoping for, or is this the wrong page to look at? Is there another page in here specifically? Let's go to iPhones. Okay, so that one's all looks like it lines up, right? But you're using a column of 12 here, so I'm going to assume that you want all this here to take up the full width. Okay, so that being the case, let me just view source. I'm going to copy this into a new page here and show you what you can change. Okay. In the Bootstrap CSS framework that we have, right, we built our pages on columns, right? And over here, and it's called a 12 grid system. So you could have a column of 3 and a column of 9. So as long as your columns add up to 12, it'll fit the page properly, right? So if I can explain what that means, let's get into our area here. Okay, you see we have a column of 9, and over here we have a column of 3. Well, this column is being used for your image only, right? What you could actually do if you wanted is you could take this image right here, you could put it right down here, you could change column to 12, and then you can get rid of the column of 3. And you do that by just right-clicking, do select tag, and then delete. And then you have a column of 12 with an image, right? And you may need to add a class of pull left or float left, but you can actually just do the picture properties and appearance and select left. And then that'll slide it over to the left if you wanted to do that.